Ah! I must do a D machine high round.
You stink!
Yeah, all right! Woo! People of Bikini Bottom!
Fellas, hi. Welcome. I haven't uploaded in a few days. Anyway, so something was concerning to me about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and it was the fact that Treyarch built a wonder weapon for people to use, and it doesn't get used on high rounds. What they actually use is the ray gun, and I was actually so concerned about this that I went to a high round and tried the DIE Shockwave versus the ray gun to see what was better, and I definitely found out that the ray gun was better. So the ray gun is better for high rounds. I just want to put it out there that the DIE Shockwave is worth using for high rounds. So what I'm going to do first is pull up a Mr. Waffle's round 100 strategy guide to prove that nobody is using the DIE Shockwave. I'm going to, kind of go over what people are saying is the best high round strat, and then kind of put out what I used and how I use the DIE Shockwave. It was just a little bit upsetting to me that the DIE Shockwave was not being used in high rounds. I just wish it was a bit better, you know what I'm saying? So let's scrub through this Mr. Waffle's video. So the strategy starts off with making sure the Ring of Fire is tier 3. That is very crucial to the strategy. The strategy also involves doing the Coffin Dance Easter egg. I do that in every game, pretty much no matter what. And then it's just pretty much Ray Gun, Ring of Fire for the rest of the game after you get your perks and shield and Ray Gun. Waffles did not even bother to upgrade the DIE Shockwave. What Waffles is doing is just spamming the ray gun. Here's how I was able to use a shockwave, and here is how I compared it to the ray gun. So here's the theory I had in mind. I would train in this plain area, and since you can buy ammo from there, I would use the DIE Shockwave and kind of buy ammo for it as I could. I mean, I'd have to test this out a lot more, and I'm not saying I'm ever gonna find a groundbreaking high round strategy, but if you want to use the DIE Shockwave, you can just keep buying ammo for it. So given that, I did a study to see on a few different rounds what gun would kill a train faster, the ray gun or the DIE Shockwave. Spoiler, the ray gun won, but here's what I found out specifically. So I guess what I'm trying to conclude here is the most fun way to high round on D Machine. Let's get into some very specific studies that I did with the D Machine Shockwave versus the ray gun. So I gathered up a train on round 24 and killed them. I did this twice. I built up a train on round 24, killed one train with the ray gun, and killed one train with the DIE Shockwave. So this is what the ray gun turned out to be for how long it took to kill that train. Here it is in slow motion. It took 2.33 seconds on round 24 for the double packed ray gun to kill a train. That's not even the ray gun at its full capabilities. That is insane. Okay, that's really, really good. You've never seen the ray gun do this before. It is so good. Anyway, here's the DIE Shockwave. Nowhere near as good. I don't even need to slow it down for you because it takes so much longer. Here's a train on round 24, and here's how long it takes the DIE Shockwave to finish the whole train. 6.7 seconds. 6.7 seconds. Okay. So even as early as the 20s, the DIE Shockwave Electro Bolt becomes a bit worse than the ray gun. Now, there are obviously so many versions of the DIE Shockwave, and maybe I should do a video about every other DIE Shockwave versus the ray gun. Anyway, I got some other gameplay of me on round 30, and just casually using both to see kind of what they're capable of. Here's me using the typical Ring of Fire ray gun strategy. Obviously, it's doing what it needs to do. By this point, it is triple pack punched. The Ring of Fire is really overpowered. So yeah, ray gun is still bossing up these zombies on round 33. What is the DIE Shockwave doing? Let's see. It doesn't look that effective, you can probably see. I shot through a whole tunnel of a train. I almost die. Ring of Fire is pretty good for the DIE Shockwave. So, what I would conclude here. Alright, I only used one version of the die shockwave. I might not have used the best version for high rounding. I can conclusively say if you're trying to high round, you should take a die machine with you, but you should prioritize the ray gun. So what I must also say that the die shockwave does really good on high rounds is conquers bosses. So here's a Megatron, and it's kind of slow at first, but then it starts to melt it. I got it at half health in like a couple of seconds. I know the ray gun might be able to do better than that, but like the die shockwave is just pretty good against bosses, no matter what. At least the electro bolt version, I'd definitely say the fire version would kill bosses for a very long time. I don't know though, I mean, just I wanted to show you guys the die shockwave on high rounds. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not what people are using. So I know 30s isn't even that high, but I don't know. I just wanted to pull up on the channel with a high round and some DIE shockwave gameplay on the high round. This has been the ultimate ray gun versus die shockwave comparison. Thank you for watching. Peace, fellas.